satisfying. So put that together. And let it do the twist. Okay, and now it just needs... I pretty much always use a blood knot on my crackers. I just like it the best. And then on one end of this, so you have two basic strands for the tassel. Let me bring this up closer here. Okay, so one end of this will have the knot that you tied, and the other end is going to have a loop. So the knot, in this instance, the knot is the shorter end, so that's where I'm going to do it. And I was mentioning that Dyneema is kind of hard to cut. Sometimes you have to work that back and forth a little bit. And you just want to make sure that you get those two main strands cut evenly so that your crack doesn't sound lopsided. I'm kidding. Okay, so, and then I'm just going to let that sit and let the glue that's on there dry a little bit more, and then I'll come back and trim off these little extra bits of the knot, and then that's going to be a really sweet cracker. So I'll keep that one for myself. Okay, so the shorter, simpler one, some of you might not want to take that much time to do one cracker. So, and like I mentioned earlier, a lot of people have told me that they like the idea of a tapered cracker, but they don't necessarily want one that's quite that long. So, this one, you remember the, my standard cracker that I did the first week was, I started off with 60 inches, and that one was 96, so let's do, that's a 36-inch difference, so let's add 18 to that, and we'll go 78 inches, okay? So, but I'm going to go double because I'm using the Dyneema and it needs the extra mass. So that's 156, so there's 60, 120, and change. So there's 120, and 36 inches more will do it. There we go. This is probably hard to see on camera because this is a pretty fine material, but, oops. Stepping all over it. Hopefully that shows up against my black vest there. Okay, so it's like an overhand knot, but I'm going to bring it through the loop once more. And I do that with all my crackers just to help to keep that. Sometimes when you're running the drill, it puts it under enough tension to where that knot will just slip right out. And then I'm going to fold that in half. Okay, so let's do the math on this. Yuck, I know. So this is now about 38 inches long, 39 inches. And this time, what I'm going to do is, instead of doing two strands of the artificial sinew, I'll just do one. So, that's going to go as it's folded, it's gonna go um, in thirds, right? So on one end, it's gonna go 2/3 of the distance, and on the other end, it'll go 1/3 of the distance, so that your knots are staggered. You have a taper, but it's a little bit smaller, and it doesn't take as long to make, and you don't have to do as much tying and gluing and all that. Um, so if it's 39 inches, uh, let's say we'll go 13 inches from. Actually, what I need to measure instead of the 39, because this will be, crackers always get folded when you go to let them do the twist. So the actual important distance is here. So now we're at 19, but I'll call it 18 because I have to allow for the tassel anyhow. So I'll go 6-inch increments on this one. And I'll start, let's see. So I'll want that to go, this is how the first time I'm doing a new cracker design like this, I kind of puzzle it out this way. So it'll go from 6 to 18 is 12 inches, and then back down to 12 is another 6. So I need I need about 18 inches, but then it has to have room for the knots also. So I'm gonna probably do like a 24-inch. That might be a little bit excessive. That's pretty close. So so I'll go 7.5 inches up because I'm allowing for the tassel. So same knot I always use, goes around twice. It's definitely better to have too much extra room when you're tying these than not enough, because it can be infuriating if you're trying to work with not enough material. And if you waste an inch, you want to minimize your waste as much as you can, but there comes a point where your labor is more valuable than a couple inches of material. So, okay. And since I'm not doing the second strand, I'll just bring this on down to, what did I say, 18 inches? Yeah. Okay, so, and I have plenty of room on this one. Okay. So, I think on the next one, actually, I'm gonna, let's see, I think that this would benefit from having both of these knots moved that way a little bit, and I haven't glued these yet, so I'm just gonna eyeball this. That looks much better. Okay. So now, I'll do my glue. I guess that's something I hadn't really thought about till now, but it pays to double check your measurements before you put the glue on. You can always make an adjustment if you need to, and it's just a lot easier without the glue. Less messy also. Okay. So okay. Alrighty. it's all twisted up well. Blood knot finish. If you're not familiar with the blood knot, well, you just need to go ahead and get the Ron Edwards book if you don't have it, and he shows how to do it in there. If you are interested in making whips and you don't have that book, I just can't recommend highly enough that you get it. So, trim those up. Okay. And then, I also, like I mentioned before, you have like these extra bits that come off the knot, so you'll want to trim those up too. And there we go. So now I have the really long combination Dyneema and artificial sinew cracker, and then I have the simplified version that, hopefully this will show up. It's not a huge difference, at least looking at it, but I imagine that you would probably feel the difference when you were cracking on, the mass of the cracker, because subtle differences do tell. And then you can see that the second one I did is a fair bit shorter. So for those of you who don't like the super long tapered crackers, that might be a good option. And that's about it. So I hope that y'all enjoyed that. That is it for for crackers in general. If anybody has questions, please email me at tyler@exowhips.com or just leave a comment down below. And then next week, I had a request a long time ago about how to set up a coral snake pattern. So I'm going to do that next week. And then when I started this channel, this January when I decided to start doing a lot more tutorials, I was a little bit worried that, I'm going to run out of stuff to say, and then I'll just be either, rehashing or just stop making videos. I had sat down and made a list of topics I could do, and I do have, several months at least of weekly videos to do, but if there might well be something that I haven't considered, so if there's something y'all want to know about, please let me know, and if it's something that I can speak intelligently about, I would be more than happy to do a video on it. So, that's it. Thanks for watching. This is Tyler Blake from Exowhips. Y'all go make something awesome. Bye.